Welcome back to Ravens Today. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you anything and all things Ravens. Let's dive right into it, okay? So usually I go with any, skeptical rankings that I disagree with at the end of the video, but we're going to go first, okay? Let's just get this out of the way, okay? Sports Illustrated has the Ravens ranked 4th in the league, and mind you, there's some good arguments to this. The Ravens fell short last year to the Bills in the divisional round playoffs. They just haven't been able to get over the hump of the, of getting to the Super Bowl. And, Lamar Jackson controversially lost the, MVP votes to Josh Allen. Personally, I would have, it would have been me, Lamar over Josh Allen. But if we're being fair, I'm playing devil's advocate here. It should have been, in terms of stats, Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson. But that's just in stats. Don't hate me. But if it was between Lamar and Josh Allen, Lamar should have won. Anyway, so I get why. I get why the Ravens are ranked 4th in AFC teams. You have the Chiefs, the Bills, throw in the Bengals in there, and the Ravens. Mind you, Lamar has only ever lost to Joe Burrow twice in his career. Out of the 12 meetings that they've had, Lamar is 10-2 against Joe Burrow. I don't get this. I mean, let's go into more of the team aspect. Okay, so on paper, the Ravens to me have the best team offensively and defensively. After this draft, they filled in the gaps that needed to be filled desperately, and we will see how this team plays come regular season. But right now, this team is number 1 in the AFC. I do not care what other people say. Ravens are number 1 right now. Once the regular season comes, we'll have a better idea. But the fact that other media outlets have the Ravens 4th is absurd. I get why. Past years are a perfect example. But now, we're looking at the now, okay? Ravens right now should be ranked number 1 in the AFC just due to the draft that they had, the free agency pickups that they had. They had Andre Hopkins, Chidobe Awuzie. Come on. It's just pretty obvious on who should be the number 1 in the AFC. Number 1 in the NFL, I would choose second, specifically because the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. But it's just getting tiring at this point to try and defend the obvious, because it's just obvious. But what do I know? It's just getting tiring at this point. I get it. If the regular season hasn't started yet, people will make their predictions as the regular season goes on. But as of right now, Ravens on paper are the best team in the AFC. Thank you. Learn from the draft, learn from the free agency, look at the holes that they have filled, and just the absolute monster season Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, likely all had last season, not to mention Marlon Humphrey. All these guys had great seasons last year, and the sky's looking up even more for them with the draft and with the free agency. It's pretty obvious. Anyway, moving on, we're going to go into what Ravens critics have to mention about Starks, is that he may have skipped the learning curve already, even from training camp. There's a big jump from college to the NFL. If they're saying Starks has already skipped the learning curve, I'm all for it. But again, we haven't hit the regular season yet. There's still many months to go. So, but right now, but even before, we're heading into the summer. Preseason isn't even in the horizon yet. And Starks is already looking like he will be a star in the making, defensive rookie of the year. Let's go. I would want this so badly. We're looking at a guy who can work well with Kyle Hamilton and give more freedom to Kyle Hamilton, but also be able to work 2 positions if needed. He can work as a defensive back and work as a safety. Great, love it. And the fact that you know, as I've said in a previous video, that Chuck Pagano was already texting him at 5 o'clock in the morning with film, just shows how dedicated he is to the game itself. He wants to be the best Ravens safety since Ed Reed. Mind you, that's a tall glass of water, but you know, let's go. If he's already, if coaches are already seeing that he's skipping the learning curve already, he doesn't need a developmental period, I'm all for it. But again, I'm being skeptical here because we haven't even touched a preseason game yet. We haven't even looked at him in a game situation yet. So let's just keep it in mind that while he does look great now, I'm not saying he isn't going to be great later, but I want to see what he looks like come an actual game experience, because that will decide it for me how well he will be on that field. Moving on, we're going to go into training camp injuries here a little bit. So, as you know, Darius Washington is going to be out for a significant amount of time with an Achilles tear. But here are two other injuries that came up. Bo Braid was injured, came down on his ankle wrong and needed help with the trainers. It's apparently just a minor ankle injury, so that is good. So we will probably see him later on in the summer, possibly towards July and August. And he's fighting for that third safety slot position. So we will see him back again before the preseason starts and possibly in the middle of training camp. So also, Chidobe Awuzie, as mentioned earlier, is also suffering a minor ankle injury. John Harbaugh did mention that he is going to be, you know, out for not a long period of time, but he's going to be, you know, like rehabbing that ankle injury, and he'll be ready to go before preseason as well. So he'll be able to, you know, come onto the field for training camp and be able to be back in action before we have to start making cuts for the roster, or anything like that. So I'm not worried about any of these injuries that are coming up with the Ravens right now. Knock on wood, obviously, but so this is good news that we are having minor injuries early and not anything major besides the obviously the Darius Washington one. So great. Anyway, lastly, there was a prediction for the 2026 draft that came out among outlets earlier, and the Ravens have a shocking pick, day 2 of the draft. Michigan State QB Miles Chiles. 13 touchdowns to 11 interceptions last season, and is expected to have a breakout year in 2025. Okay, so like we're already going with the quarterback. Like obviously I can't like say if he's going to be great this 2025-2026 season, but like I'm rooting for the kid. I hope he does. But again, getting a quarterback day 2 when you Lamar Jackson, Cooper Rush, like there's no development time here. Like we don't need a quarterback. I mean, I get why. Maybe a practice squad elevation or a backup that fits the scheme of the Ravens offense, but there's me personally, we don't need another QB. We could stick with Cooper Rush. We could get someone else in the free agency, a good backup for Lamar. But again, this will just be a backup position, if anything. Maybe a third. Maybe he will take Leary's position if Leary isn't let go. In the, you know, when the cuts have to be made, or he'll just be a practice squad QB for right now that'll be eventually be elevated to be behind Lamar Jackson. So I don't agree with this at all, but this is what would be my, you know, prediction if the Ravens were going to go with Chiles for the day 2 pick, or with a QB at all. Practice squad development, backup behind Lamar for years to come. Thank you for tuning into Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Again, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will catch you all later. Have a good one.